Ishopanishad, that the fruit of being is working in the fixed conception of the self, that pigs eat dirt instead of stool. In other words, make your bed and lie in it. So here, it seems to me that something else is going on than Jayadvaita Swami has an agenda, or he's speculating, or he has no faith in Prabhupada. It looks like Jayadvaita Swami looked back at the original manuscript, saw what Prabhupada typed, saw that it corresponded in fact to what the Sanskrit verse says, probably checked with Baladev Vijayabhushan to make sure that well, not in this case because it's a question of translation, but in any case looked at the original and restored what Prabhupada had. Now you can decide, do you want that or not? But at least you should know what it is before you start mouthing off, pardon the expression, and saying, well, it's different and therefore it's wrong. Then you should take the time to find out. Like some of my Prabhupadas, they write to me and say, you know, what goes on? And I write it back and say, here's what it is. And they write back and say, thank you very much. Or they write back and say, I have another question, or you know, whatever it is. But that's a lot smarter than just assuming that A is this, B is that, therefore B must be a deviation. That argument is just, pardon me, stupid. And to hear, you know, otherwise advanced and intelligent Vaishnavas, dedicated people making such stupid arguments is unfortunate. Okay, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does, Maharaj. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, there were many other doubts that also came up, but they were just, I mean, they're not as important. So that's why I'm going to ask you.
Feel free to bring up anything.
Yeah, but
that any question you have, any question you've heard, anything that you know for which you didn't have an answer. But point is, for the first 5 chapters and the preface and introduction, here's your resource. You can go right to bbtedit.com, pull down the original book on which I edited, see what changes I actually made, every one of them, and read the notes that were attached and see the little images from the manuscript. Then you're informed. And then you can think whatever you want. That you shouldn't have done that, you should have done more, you should have done less, you should have left it alone, whatever you want to think. But at least then you can say, I've looked at all the material and now I have an opinion. Rather than, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm going to, you know, mouth off on the internet. It's just a much more civil and intelligent way to go about things. You know, first inform yourself, and then let everyone know what your opinion is, if that's what you want to do. But to have an opinion without knowing what's going on and without taking the trouble to find out, it's not really the best way to go about things.
thank you, Maharaj.
And I have no problem if after informing oneself, one has a different opinion. That's fine. You know, someone may still think, well, they shouldn't have gone that far, they shouldn't have done this, or this was, you know, should have done even more, whatever you want to think. But then you know. You're in a position to have an informed opinion. And then if your opinion is different from mine, okay, that's what makes us individual jivas. Yes, Manji. Let's give you a microphone, make life easier for you.
We heard about the Gita Mahatmya, and you wanted that in the introduction, which I see that was very important. And I was wondering if either Prabhupada or the previous acharyas that you managed to read the commentaries on ever mentioned the Gita Mahajayanti, which I heard was supposed to
also
be chanted.
mentioned the
Did they mention the Gita Mahajayanti?
Gita Mahima
Mahajayanti.
Gita
To be
Mahajayanti.
chanted, it explains all the blessings of the Bhagavad Gita. Like if you read a verse 3 times, you get the fruit of that verse. If you read a chapter a day, you go to Vaikuntha. If you say Gita when you're dying, you become a human in the next birth. It's supposed to be chanted after reading. You know, I was wondering if they, because I've lost that mantra now, I was wondering if they mentioned it anywhere where I could
I haven't seen anything. I certainly, from Prabhupada, I haven't. This Gita Mahatmya, if I'm not wrong, is from the Padma Purana. But there are more than one Gita Mahatmyas. Mahatmya means the glories, like Navadip Mahatmya, the glories of Sridham Navadip. So there's a Gita Mahatmya in the Padma Purana, and as far as I know, there are Gita Mahatmyas elsewhere also, more than one. So there may be a place where such things are mentioned, but I haven't specifically looked at it. Those things also generally, no, I wouldn't say that. Sometimes they have verses like, if you chant this 3 times, it's equal to giving 10,000 cows in charity, or you'll attend the heavenly planet. These things are sort of sale offers, to attract customers. We'll let you know about all these benefits that you could get. But for devotees, these offers aren't necessary, because we're already customers. Prabhupada explained this in regard to Ekadashi. There are different, in regard to Ekadashi, that there are different benedictions and blessings and benefits and boons that you get. And Prabhupada said that's to attract new customers. But those who are already customers, they'll observe Ekadashi, they'll chant Hare Krishna, they'll do all of these things anyway. So we're not so interested in all of those things, but it's all right when you find in Scripture, and you can appreciate it. The real benefit is that you become Krishna conscious. You develop your devotion to Krishna. That's the greatest benefit. Anything else? Other questions? Mm-hmm.